Life is about decisions. None of us influence where we start, but we damn sure can determine where we're going. Each step you take leaves a footprint. Each action provides a page to your biography. Ask yourself this: when I leave, will they save a place for me? When I come back hungry, will I have a place at the table? When I return, will the door open? How genuine would a smile be? How fake would a hug be? Will home still be home? President 919.
Back like I never left.
You are now listening to The Shaw Report with Damian Banks.
Hello.
What's happening? What's up? What's going on? It's The Shaw Report, and I am your host, Damian Banks, back after an extended break. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, y'all. Like Eddie said in Trading Places, Merry New Year. We are back on the scene. I'm your host, Damian Banks. You are listening to The Shaw Report. Follow me on Instagram at Sports by Damian. That's SportsByDamion. And you can also follow Shaw University Athletics on social media. On Twitter, it's at Shaw Bears. On Instagram, it's SU_Bears. And also on Facebook, it's Facebook.com/Shaw Bears. First episode of 2018 or 2018, however you want to say it. We are back in full mother shut your mouth of physic. I'm Damian Banks. You're listening to The Shaw Report. We in the house, bruh. We here, bruh. Let's go, man. I'm super duper excited to be back on the airways. We took a break for Christmas. We took a break for New Year's because we usually release The Shaw Report every Monday. Christmas fell on a Monday. New Year's Day fell on a Monday, and I know you guys love me, and I love you too, but I completely understand, and I understood that you would not be listening to the Shaw Report on Christmas Day or on New Year's Day. But I do want to wish everyone out there, if you celebrate Christmas, happy, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. If you do Kwanzaa, whatever you do, it's a new year. Like they say, new phone, who this? New year, who this? Well, who this is Damian Banks. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter again at Sports by Damian. And Christmas time around here, it was awesome. My wife, LaShawn, my daughter, Loxley, got everything that they wanted. I got what I wanted, got me a brand new microphone, brand new Blue Yeti microphone that I am using right now to record this podcast. And Christmas was great. New Year's was awesome. Cooked, the traditional New Year's meal, collard greens, seasoned with piznai, or you earthlings would call it pork. Black eyed peas, seasoned with piznai or pork. Great northern beans, seasoned with pork. Also, I didn't do the fatback this year, but I did do a baked chicken that was magnifique. It was crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside, just the way I like it. New Year's was going down. Didn't do anything, man. I actually watched a movie. Me and my wife watched a movie. She fell asleep before midnight. The baby was already asleep. But I did wake both of them up with about 10 minutes left before 2017 was over. We were able to toast to the new year, toast to our accomplishments in 2017, and to goodwill, good fortune, good health in 2018. And the toast was kind of interesting. We didn't drink alcohol. We drank Martinelli's sparkling grape because, the baby can't drink champagne. So if the baby can't drink, then damn it, we didn't drink either.
Hey, bro. What? Oh, my God.
New Year's was popping 10. And 2017 is in our rear view mirror. 2018 is upon us. And leave whatever doubt, whatever hatred you have in your heart, whatever bad things happen to you, try to leave them in 2017. You have 365 days. Well, as this podcast is being broadcast, now you only have 357 days left to right your wrongs of 2017. So 2018, New Year, who this? And I think I'm going to make that a hashtag, New Year, who this? So when anybody calls me talking that nonsense or text me with some nonsense, I'll respond with New Year, who this? If the bill collector call you and tell you that your bill is due, be like, New Year, who this? If your ex calls you and be like, you up, what you doing? Be like, New Year, who this? So it's 2018, time to leave 2017 in the past. Again, I'm your host, Damian Banks. You are listening to the Shaw Report. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is a podcast for all the Shaw U alum, all the Shaw U fans. You got your very own podcast hosted by your boy, Damian Banks. I'm so excited. First podcast of the year. We're going to take a commercial break, but after the commercial, we're going to get into the Bears scoreboard. A lot of basketball action going on right now. We'll also get into the CIAA scoreboard. A lot of basketball action going on in the CIAA. Head coach Joe Hopkins on the men's team for the Shaw Bears and head coach Jock Curtis for the women's side for the Lady Bears. They're having pretty good seasons on both ends. Not so much for the ladies, but I know that they'll get things together. We're going to take this commercial break. You're listening to the Shaw Report. I'm your host, Damian Banks, on Spreaker Radio. This portion of the Shaw Report is brought to you by Summit Hospitality. Summit Hospitality is a proud sponsor of Shaw University Athletics. With 6 Marriott-branded hotels in the Raleigh area, Summit Hospitality can manage all of your lodging needs. Make your reservations for your family or a group by calling 919-669-0576 and let them know that Shaw University Athletics sent you. That's Summit Hospitality, 919-669-0576.
You are now listening to the Shaw Report with Damian Banks.
Welcome back to the Shaw Report. I am your host, Damian Banks. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Sports by Damian. That's SportsByDamion. And Shaw University Athletics are also on social media. On Twitter, it's at Shaw Bears. On Instagram, it's at SU_Bears. And you can find Shaw University Athletics on Facebook, facebook.com/Shaw Bears. We are back. This is the first episode of 2018, as I said before, and I'm having a great time. I just want to offer my condolences to the Carolina Panthers fans out there. Tough loss, man. Tough loss in the NFC wild card to the New Orleans Saints. I watched the game yesterday, and, the same thing's been happening all season long, man. The secondary for the Panthers, they have been suspect all season, and that suspectedness showed up again against the New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees picked the Panthers secondary apart, had Ted Ginn Jr. looking like he's one of the best wide receivers who ever laced up a pair of cleats. So, Carolina Panthers fans, I offer my deepest condolences, and you can join myself and the rest of the 49er Nation on the sidelines. You'll be watching the playoffs for the duration of the playoffs, and better luck next year. But I digress.
Oh my God!
You're listening to the Shaw Report. I am your host, Damian Banks. We're having such a good time. 2018 is here. 2018 is here. Leave all your worries behind. What did that song say? Leave your worries behind. In 2017. We're in 2018 now. We're making major moves. We're not letting anything hold us back. We're being positive. We're bringing that energy. We're doing whatever we have to do in 2018 to be successful. That being said, let me get to the rest of the podcast. We're going to give you now the Bears scoreboard. We're going to start with men's basketball as head coach Joe Hopkins and his squad. They have put together a pretty impressive run as of late. Had a 6-game winning streak as of January the 4th. They had a road game at Virginia Union. Their 6-game winning streak was snapped in double overtime as Savon Goodman dropped 22 points to go along with 14 rebounds for the Bears, while Krishan Myers had a season-high 19 points, but it wasn't enough as the Bears fell by the 98-96 score in double overtime to Virginia Union. The Bears bounced back on Saturday in another highly contested overtime thriller. Shaw trailed 35-27 at the break, but rode senior Savon Goodman's 24 points and 13 rebounds. Fellow senior D'Angelo Stevens-Bell poured in a game-high 26 points with 8 rebounds in a 73-64 Shaw win. The Bears improved to 9-5 overall and 3-1 in CIAA play. Moving on to the Lady Bears action, rough season so far for the Shaw Lady Bears. They fell at Virginia Union 76-93. Tananya Sweat, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and Lakeisha Taylor, 21 points, 9 rebounds for the Lady Bears in the loss. And against Bowie State, Lavencia Johnson scored 21 points and grabbed 10 rebounds, but it wasn't enough as the Lady Bears dropped a 49-73 decision at Bowie State. Let's pause for a sponsor. Hey Shaw Bears fans, refresh your game day with the new and improved real Coca-Cola taste of Coca-Cola Zero Sugar with 0 calories and 0 sugar. It's college sports' newest tradition. Grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola Zero Sugar and taste the feeling. Coca-Cola, proud sponsor of Shaw University Athletics. Now for CIAA basketball action. We're going to start with the women as Lincoln held off visiting Fayetteville State 64-60, 18 points for Tiara Pendleton in that win. Virginia State throttled Winston-Salem State 89-66 to stay undefeated on the season, 27 points for Alexis Smith in that win. Over the weekend, the Shaw Lady Bears fell on the road again to Bowie State 49-73, 21 points in the loss for Lavencia Johnson. Virginia Union took care of Fayetteville State 85-65. Lincoln knocked off St. Aug's by the 72-61 score. Virginia State improved to 14-0 with a 81-65 win over visiting Livingstone. 19 points, 16 rebounds for Chrisana Green in that one. Overtime thriller between host Chowan and Winston-Salem State as the Lady Rams came away with a 101-96 victory, 35 points, 13 rebounds for Brianna Pale in the win for the Lady Rams. Moving on to men's action in CIAA basketball, Lincoln over Fayetteville State 65-62, and Virginia State got past Winston-Salem State 78-73. 22 points for Trey Brown in that win for the Trojans. Over the weekend on Saturday, Virginia Union with an 88-59 blowout win over Fayetteville State, 5 players in double figures for the Panthers. Jamel Smith had a double-double, 11 points, 10 rebounds. St. Aug's over Lincoln, 60-53, 16 points off the bench for Kenneth Collins. Virginia State improved to 13-1 overall, taking care of Livingstone, 72-65. Calvin Giles, 17 points, 13 rebounds for the Trojans. And Chowan blasted Winston-Salem State, 82-65, 19 points, 5 rebounds for Demetrius Sanders in that win for Chowan. Remember, today, both Shaw ladies and Shaw men are in action in Pennsylvania, taking on Lincoln University. Lady Bears are on the court at 2 p.m., and the men immediately follow at 4 p.m. And that was your CIAA scoreboard. Ladies and gents, we are at the end of our episode for the first edition of the Shaw Report for 2018. It's been so great being back on your airwaves again. I want to reiterate, I apologize. My deepest condolences to the Panther Nation. Carolina Panthers lost to the New Orleans Saints in the NFC wild card 31-26. Can't blame it on Cam. You got to blame it on that suspect secondary defense for the Carolina Panthers. But I digress. This has been another fantastic episode of the Shaw Report. If you can, go to shawbears.com, download this podcast, download any other podcast that is in action right now. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Sports by Damien. That's SportsByDaimeon. Follow Shaw University Athletics on social media. On Twitter, it's at Shaw Bears. On Instagram, it's at SU_Bears. And on Facebook, it's Facebook.com/Shaw Bears. Remember, never take no for an answer. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do anything. And if the door is locked, dig a tunnel underneath the building and sneak your way in. This has been the Shaw Report. I am Damian Banks. I got 2 words for you people. I'm gone.
We invite you to our house. That's 109. Just make sure you wipe your feet at the door. 109 Cushman Street, Durham, North Carolina. Make a right on Wedge, then a left on Walton, and in the middle is where you find us. That's Durham Street. Past the Gooches, McNair's, and the Colemans. Miss Elaine taking clothes off the line. It's time to fold. Fold them clothes, boy. Pop sitting in his folding chair, underneath the tree working on a lawnmower.
Hand me a flathead, boy.
said your work just getting started, boys.
Listen up.
It's too early for an encore.
Come on.
Mama tatted on my arm,